Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Bellinger, and this is my oral presentation. First, I'd like to start out with the elements that have turned people into a life of crime. The element that I have chosen is the sociological, and that is because um, I've been through a lot with my incarcerated husband, and first, I'm going to talk about some theories that I found online, and then I'm going to talk about why I feel that way, especially in reality. So, the sociological is the rational choice, weighing the pros and cons before doing it. Others believe that criminals are biologically and psychologically different from law abiding citizens, which I do have some friends who believe that they are psychological because they get mad, but they also believe that they're biological because they have parents and grandparents and other family members that have been in and out of jail and in and out of trouble. But, it can always be more than one. It doesn't have to be just one. You're a criminal and you have your own ways, and no one's here to judge you. You may have done some bad things, and we'll never know if it is for a certain reason or if it's for multiple reasons. Now, others believe that criminals are biologically and psychologically different from law-abiding citizens. So we got that down. Now, the next part I want to put is the largest number of criminological theories have been developed through sociological theory. These theories have generally asserted that criminal behavior is a normal response of biological and psychological normal individuals to particular kinds of social circumstances. The more an individual associates with such persons who commits crimes, the more likely he will adapt criminal behaviors. Developed from studies of gangs of delinquents in the U.S. cities, yet the behavior of gangs argue and emphasize toughness and excitement. People with low self-control engage in crime, but may sometimes argue that these characteristics result from parent-child rearing practices. Now, labeling theories portrays criminality as a product of society's reaction to the individual once someone is labeled as a criminal, and constantly rejected by law-abiding citizens. So they go back to whom accepted them in the first place, the delinquents. This increases socialized criminal behavior. So I wanted to speak on that. Now, my husband, as I've said before, is incarcerated. He got 5 years, and lucky for him and my family, he's only serving 2.5. He'll be home in a couple weeks. He was a good man. He still is a good man, and I think he's getting better. I think he's definitely got better over the past 2.5 years, but prior to the incarceration, he was hanging out with the wrong crowds. He would leave me at night if one of his friends said, "Hey, you gotta go do this for me," or "Hey, you gotta go do that for me." And it would leave me crying, like, "No, please don't do that to me. This is going to, like, how do I know that I'm not going to have to bury you or you're going to be in prison?" And of course, I was right. My husband was a good man. He had um, a full-time job. He's Mexican, so of course he was a landscaper, not trying to be stereotypical or anything. And he was a barber as well. Um, but this crowd and these gangs that he surrounded himself with, they would typically control him and get into his head. And, I feel like they used him to get into trouble with them or help them get into trouble. Now, I'm not blaming anything because I know my husband needs to take full responsibility for his actions. But the reason why I believe in sociological um, theory is because of my husband. And I've seen it firsthand. I'm not just a typical student who studies this and is like, "Oh, okay, well, let me decide." No, I've really been through this, and I've spent many nights crying myself to sleep and praying to God that things would get better, all because my husband made a mistake and is in prison for something that he did not do but was associated with. And that's why I have so much animosity built up, because um, these delinquents on the streets, these thugs, these people who are no good, you got to keep your family away from them. It's tough because the criminal justice system does not play. They will lock you up, especially if you're with or around the wrong people. Say you weren't there, but you were there prior. Okay, well, now you become a suspect. And it just, like, it hurts my feelings, and I pray that no one ever has to go through what I went through. I did say that I had a friend who was going to interview with me. He did 19 years in prison. He said he could only do a phone call interview because he had a last minute trip to Vegas for business. I said, "It's okay, I can do it by myself." Then I found my cousin who also said that she would do it, but she stuck with the kids. So I felt like I would speak from the heart, and I would also bring up some theories as well, so I don't seem biased or anything like that. But that's my story, and this is how I feel, and yep, I am 100% for sociological theory. That is what I believe in, and like I said, I hope that no one has to go through what I had to go through, and watch your family members and who they are around, your loved ones, your husband, your sons, even your daughters. Females can get into it too, you know? So, anyways, thank you for listening.